if you're a member, you'll be able to get access to these recordings. So I'm so happy that you're all here. Let's get started in a comfortable seat so you can come either cross-legged or sitting on your shins. And if you want to sit up on a block or a blanket, feel free to do that. And just make yourself comfortable. I change the view. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. And then close your eyes. Relax your jaw. And just begin to deepen your breath. I was listening to this podcast today about, they start every podcast with a parable of the two wolves. And if you haven't heard the parable before, it goes that there's a granddaughter talking to her grandmother, and the grandmother tells her that there's two wolves that are always living inside of us, constantly at battle. And one is the good wolf, which represents things like love and bravery, compassion and kindness. And the other wolf is the bad wolf, which represents things like fear and hatred, anger. And the granddaughter asks the grandmother which wolf wins, and she says, the one you feed. So listening to that parable again today kind of had me thinking about all this time that we have right now for reflection, because normally we are very superficial, sort of living on the top 6 inches of our lives, where there's a lot of ebbs and flows and lots of things happening. So this has been an opportunity to really take a step back and just see which wolf have we been nourishing all this time. And it's okay if it's something that we don't classify as what's right or wrong, but really looking from a seat of equanimity to grow. So we're not looking to judge and pull apart, but rather to see where we can, from a bird's eye view, from actually rather a deeper level, start to see where can we bring more balance into our lives. So just start by bringing some balance between your inhales and your exhales. Just noticing the feeling of your breath moving in and out through your nose. Feel your sit bones on the ground. And let your next breath in fill you all the way up to the crown of your head, getting nice and tall. And then part the lips like you were blowing out a candle. Exhale soft and slow, making just a slight noise in the back of your throat. Take a big inhale through the nose, lips closed, filling all the way up. And then again, like blowing out a candle, let it go out the lips, soft, slow, slight audible noise in the back of your throat. Next time you inhale, fill all the way up to the top. And this time, keep the lips sealed as you keep that sensation of that audible sound in the back of your throat, creating a little bit of an ujjayi breath. And then we'll bring the hands together in front of your heart. And if you would like to set any personal intention for your practice, feel free to set that now. Maybe dedicating your practice to someone or something. From here, let your next breath in fill you all the way up to the crown of your head. And as you exhale, sigh it out, bowing the head down to the hands. And take a big breath in through the nose. And let it go as you let the hands come down, opening up the eyes and lift your chin up. And now from here, we'll straighten out your right leg. Keep your left leg bent in towards you, finding Janu Shirshasana, taking the bottom of your left foot to the inside of your right leg. Now first we'll start with the side bend. Right hand inside your right leg, left arm reaches up and find a side bend arcing over your right leg. And now push your right hand or forearm into the floor in your leg to turn your left shoulder a little back. And then straighten your left arm as you drop your left sit bone a little heavier. Take a big breath in and hold for your breath out. With your next breath in, come all the way back up. And now turn to face your right foot. All your fingers come to either side of your leg. And walk your hands forward, hinging at your hip, finding a forward fold. Maybe you hold on to the ankle or the foot. And keep your chest reaching towards your toes for this variation, so you're keeping as flat of a spine as you can. And then you can just look at your shin, keeping the neck nice and long. Take a big breath in. And a full breath out, deepening down. Take one more breath here. And slowly start to come all the way back up. Plant your left hand behind you, reach your right arm up. And then pressing into the hand, lift your hips up, point your right toes, reach back. Take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, lower the hips down, coming all the way in. Now cross the right shin in front of your left. And take both the hands down in front of your shins, finding a forward fold over your legs. Flex your feet underneath you, and maybe you can lower onto the forearms. If you have a block, feel free to take it and place it underneath your forehead. Take a few breaths here, letting the shoulder blades melt away from your spine. Let your body just round down. And then slowly walk the hands back in towards you. And whichever shin is in front, we'll switch the cross of the shins. So now your right leg is in, straighten your left leg out to the left. Starting with the side bend, left arm inside your left leg, right arm reaches up, side bend over your left leg. Now press into your left hand or forearm to rotate your right shoulder back, and then straighten your right arm as you drop the right sit bone a little heavier. Breathe into your right ribs. Hold for an exhale. Your next inhale, come all the way back up. Bring your hands to frame your left foot and find a forward fold over your left leg, either holding onto the foot or your leg somewhere, keeping your spine nice and long. Almost like you wanted to touch your forehead to your big toe, and then bring your gaze towards your shin. One more big breath here. And then slowly come all the way back up. Now take the right hand behind you, left arm up, press down to lift up, arching your back, point your left toes, reach back. And then slowly lower the hips back down. Cross the left shin in front of your right, flex your feet, bring your hands down in front of your shins, and start to walk your hands forward into a forward fold. You might find the block again for under your forehead, or just come down onto your forearms and let your chin fall down towards your chest. Taking a few breaths into the back of your ribs, feeling space created in between each rib and your upper back. Then staying in this forward fold with your legs crossed, walk your hands over to the right. Taking a little bit of a side body stretch, breathing into the left rib. Walk the hands through center over to the left. Breathing into your right ribs, little side body stretch. And then slowly come back through center. And now you can either shift over your shins into a tabletop or come all the way up and uncross your shins to one side. Find a tabletop position, hands and knees. Maybe take a blanket underneath your knees if you like. Spread your fingers wide, tuck your toes, and then press into your hands, surround your spine. Tuck your tailbone, tuck the chin into the chest, and spread the shoulder blades. Exhale all the air out, draw the belly button in. And then with your next inhale, lift your tailbone as you lift your chest, look forward, finding a cow pose. Exhale to round, starting with the tailbone, tucking in, rounding one vertebra at a time, chin drops last. Inhale, tailbone lifts, and then a back bend, one vertebra at a time into your cow. Exhaling to round and continue to move with your breath here through your cat-cow. Finding maybe you keep that ujjayi breath, that soft engagement in the back of your throat, creating that sound as if you were fogging up a pane of glass. You know, the ujjayi breath can be really good to give your mind something to focus on. One more round here of your cat-cow. And then from here, we'll come into a neutral spine. And now tuck your toes behind you and walk your hands back to come to sit on your heels for fire toes. Now you can always take a block on top of your heels under your hips, and that will help give your knees a little bit of a break and your feet. Once you come into your fire toes here, cactus your arms, hook the right arm underneath the left, either double wrapping your arms or hold onto your shoulders. With an inhale, lift the elbows up, look up. And with an exhale, round the elbows in, curling into a little ball. Inhale to lift up, look up, arch your back. Exhale to round in, spread the shoulder blades away from the spine. One more time, inhale to rise up. Exhale to round in. And come up back into your neutral spine, unhook your arms, switch the cross, left arm on the bottom, hold on to your shoulders or double wrap your arms. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale to round in, curling in. Inhale to lift up, opening up your feet and your shoulders. Exhale to round in. Last time, inhale to lift up. And exhale to round in. And then slowly come all the way back up, unwind your arms, take the hands down to the floor, untuck your toes and tap out the tops of your feet. You live and you have neighbors below you, just say hello. Walk the hands, one hand front forward, tuck your toes, find a downward facing dog, taking your hips up and back. And once you're there, you can pedal out the feet, start to open up the backs of your legs. Keep the hands rooted down, rooting more into the thumb pad of your wrist. And the meatier part of your wrist can hold a little bit more weight. And as you do that, firm your outer arms in. Spin the triceps back. Now from here, we'll join the legs together and lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Heel first and flex your toes towards your shin. Take a big inhale here. And with an exhale, curl the knee in towards your nose, point your toes, make a cat pose with your back. Inhale, take the leg up and back, flexing the toes. Exhale, knee to nose, pointing the foot, trying to kick your sit bone. Inhale to take it up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. 2 more. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose last time. Inhale, take the leg up and back. And exhale, knee to nose, step the foot through your hands. From here, keep your left hand down, reach your right arm up to the ceiling for a big open twist. Take a big breath in, reaching up as much as down. And a big breath out, deepening your twist. With a breath in, take your right hand down to the mat, tap your back knee down and sweep your arms up, Anjaneyasana. With the breath out, cactus your arms, opening up your shoulders and your chest. Inhale, take the arms up. And exhale, hands down, frame your front foot, half split, straighten your right leg, drawing the toes towards you. Halfway lift with the breath in. And with the breath out, fold over your right leg. Firm that left hip in slightly by pressing more into your left shin and knee. Take one more breath. And slowly rebend that right knee. Plant your hands down and step back into a plank pose. And find a downward facing dog with your exhale. Take a big breath in. And a full breath out. Join the legs together. Lift your left leg up with the breath in. Heel first, toes stay down and flex the toes towards your shin. Press into your hands, the thumb part a little bit more. Take a breath in. And exhale, knee to nose, pointing your left toes round your spine. Inhale, take the leg up and back, flex the toes. Exhale, knee to nose, making cat with your spine. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, slow, resisting gravity. 2 more. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, make that leg compact. 1 more time. Inhale, up and back. And exhale, knee to nose, rounding in. Now this time, take the leg up and back. And step the foot through your hands. Right hand stays on the floor, left arm reaches up with a big breath in. Hold for your breath out, deepening the twist. Lower the left hand down to the floor, lower your right knee down, and inhale the arms up into Anjaneyasana. And with an exhale, cactus the arms, opening up your shoulders. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, hands down, half split, straightening the left leg. Breath in, find a halfway lift. And with an exhale, hinge at your left hip, folding down. Trying to reach your forehead towards your left toes. Firm your right hip in by pressing into that right knee and shin. Take one more breath. And then slowly we'll rebend your left knee. Plant your hands, lift your back leg, step back into a plank pose. And now this time we'll hold plank for a few breaths, pressing into your hands. You always have the option to lower down onto your forearms or to lower your knees down to the mat. Reach your breastbone forward as you reach your tailbone back towards the heels. Take a big breath in. Ujjayi breath out, lift, stay sealed. Big breath in, shift forward 2 inches. Exhale, lower with control for 3, all the way down 2, 1. Try to land in one piece. Untuck your toes, low cobra, lift the shoulders up, hover the hands an inch away from the mat. Exhale, lower down. Press into your tailbone, feel the glutes contract. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale to lower down. One more time, low cobra pulse. Inhale, low cobra. And exhale to lower down. Press back into a child's pose, knees slightly apart, arms reaching forward. Let your forehead rest down onto the floor. Take a few breaths into your side ribs, into your back ribs. Come back to your intention, back to that voice in your mind, which might be feeding a wolf right now as we speak. And just notice, without judgment, which wolf maybe you're leaning into. And can you find a little more balance here? Take a full breath in and a full breath out. With your next breath in, pull back into your tabletop position and find a downward facing dog. Now from here, walk your feet forward until you come into a forward fold at the top of your mat. And then heel toe your feet wider than your outer hips. Soften your knees and hold on to opposite elbows for ragdoll pose. Let your head rest down. Shift the weight forward. And then see, can you get your hips stacked over your knees, over your heels by taking your hips higher. And then let your elbows get closer to the ground by allowing gravity to pull down on your body. Big breath in. Full breath out. Now soften your knees, release your elbows, bring the hands to the hips. Hugging the elbows back, press into your feet, come all the way up to stand, and then heel toe the feet underneath your hips. Woo. Take the hands alongside your body, Tadasana pose. Reaching the fingers towards the floor, lift the shoulders up towards the ears, and then drop them down and back towards your sit bones. Now take the tailbone down towards the floor so you feel the glutes engaged. Press into your heels and reach down through your fingers. Take breath in, staying in mountain pose. And a breath out through your heels, pressing them down. With the breath in, sweep the arms up as you keep the legs active. Exhale, soft knees forward fold all the way down, hands to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, rock the weight slightly forward. And with an exhale, hands down, step the right leg and then your left leg back into a high plank. Inhale, shift forward. And with an exhale, lower chaturanga, half or all the way. Inhale, low cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Hips move up and back. Full breath in. And a full breath out. Stay, breathe in, press into the balls of your feet, drive the heels down. Stay for your breath out. One more breath. On your next inhale, soften the knees, look forward. Walk, step, or take a light hop to the front. Coming halfway up with an inhale, draw the shoulder blades back. And with an exhale, fold as you take the hips high. Inhale, press into the feet, sweep the arms up, growing tall. Hands to heart center, Tadasana with your exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms up, press into the feet. Exhale, forward fold. Soft knees to melt belly to thighs and then straighten the legs. Halfway lift, inhale, shoulders back. Exhale, hands down, left leg, right leg back, high plank pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga, half or all the way. Inhale, up dog, pressing into the tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips move up and back. Full breath in. Full breath out. 2 more like that. Come back to your Ujjayi breath. Find your point of concentration. Stay in your body. On your next inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Walk step or leg, hop up to the front. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, breathe, fold over your legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reaching taller every single time. Hands to heart center with your exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms up, growing tall. Tailbone stays moving down as you forward fold all the way down, touch the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, rock the weight forward. Exhale, chaturanga, walk, step or hop back, lowering halfway, chin stays back. Inhale, up dog or low cobra, pressing into your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. 3 breaths, full breath in. Let it go, breath out. Breathe in, pressing into each fingertip here. Breath out, 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. Soften your knees, look forward, walk, step, light hop, halfway lift when you get there. Breathe in, rock forward. Exhale, fold, let it go. Inhale, root to rise, sweep the arms up as you get taller. Hands to heart center with your exhale. Inhale, sweep up, growing tall. Exhale, forward fold all the way down, finding this moving meditation. Inhale, halfway lift, stay in your body. Exhale, hands down, chaturanga, walking or hopping back, landing with bent arms. Inhale, up dog, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out, stay in your body. Breath in. Breath out. Bend the knees, look forward, walk step, light hop, halfway lift when you get there. Breathe in, arc the back. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, root to rise, sweep the arms up, growing tall. Hands to heart center with your exhale. Last time, inhale, sweep up, press into the feet. Exhale, forward fold all the way down, hips high towards the ceiling. Inhale, halfway lift, rock forward. Exhale, chaturanga, walk, step or hop back. Movement with breath here, inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Full breath in. And a full breath out. Now from your down dog, lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. And with an exhale, step it all the way through your hands. Now walk both hands inside the right leg towards the long edge of your mat and parallel your feet to the short edges of the mat. Turn the toes slightly in as you find a halfway lift. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, fold over your legs, rocking the weight slightly forward, wide-legged forward fold. Now, if you'd like to take your forearms down and interlace your fingers and find a headstand and place your crown of your head down, you're more than welcome to do that if that's in your practice. Otherwise, stay in the forward fold, maybe reaching for the outer edges of your feet and gently pulling the elbows out side to side as you bring your forehead closer to the ground. Rock the weight slightly forward, take 2 more breaths. And then slowly walk the hands underneath your shoulders. From here, bend your knees slightly, bring the hands to the hips and leading with your chest, come all the way up to stand. Now from here, turn your left toes in just a little bit, come out of the ball of your right foot, turn your right leg all the way out, and then bend your right knee. Take your arms wide right to left, warrior 2. Take the tailbone slightly towards the floor behind you, and then deepen into the bend and the lunge of your right knee as you press into the outer edge of your left foot. Now, as if somebody is pulling on your left fingers, just rock your shoulders slightly back, and then keep your legs the same. Take both palms to the ceiling, take the arms up, join the palms, and then bring the thumbs to your third eye and close your eyes. Connect to your feet on the ground. Press into your front heel as you press into the outer edge of your back foot. And then imagine you could pull the mat together and feel a slight rise through your trunk. Take a big breath in. Full breath out, deepening into the lunge of your front knee. One more breath in. Warrior two with your breath out. Direct the gaze over your right fingers as you blink the eyes open. Flip the right palm. Inhale, go up and back. Keep the lunge in your right knee. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, framing your front foot, low lunge. Step back, high plank pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, optional chaturanga, or move right into your downward facing dog. Inhaling into your up dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Join the legs. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, step the foot through the hands. Now on this side, ground your right heel down, come into warrior two first. Cartwheel the arms wide. Deepen the lunge into your left leg. Press into the outer edge of your right foot. Turn both palms to the ceiling, take the arms up, join the palms, and then take the thumbs to your third eye, close your eyes. Deepen into the lunge of your front leg, and then imagine you could push the left thigh out to the left. Now draw the right shoulder more behind you, so it feels like your chest is more towards the horizontal edge of your mat. You feel your core kind of fire up into a little bit of a twist. Take a big breath in, pressing into your feet. Breath out as you deepen into the front lunge of your front leg. Inhale, open up the arms, direct the gaze over your left fingers. Flip the palm, inhale, reverse it, go up and back. Exhale, release warrior two. We'll switch it up this time. Straighten your front leg, turn the toes in. Now for this side, interlace the fingers at your low back. Toes are turned just slightly in. Bend your knees, straighten the arms if that's comfortable for you. Otherwise, keep a soft bend in the elbows. Lift your chest, and then forward fold over your legs, taking the arms up and away from your low back, shifting the weight forward. Now you might straighten the legs a bit, taking the hips high. Continue to take the arms away from your low back towards the floor behind you, and then draw the shoulders away from the floor. Hold here for a few breaths. And then slowly, hands to the low back, down to the floor. Walk them around to frame your left foot, all 10 toes point forward. Step forward to the front of your mat. Come halfway up with an inhale. And with an exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, root to rise, sweep the arms up, growing tall, press into your feet. Hands to heart center with your exhale. Now we'll keep the hands at heart center, join the legs together underneath you, and then take the hips back and down into a chair pose. Now from here, if you have a block at home, actually never mind, it's not gonna work for this. Take your hips back and down. Forgot what I planned, the block will not work for this. Press into your left foot, and then slowly draw the right knee in towards your chest for one-legged Tadasana. So now the left leg is straight, the right knee is drawing in. If you're having a hard time with balance, you can keep the ball the right foot down. Now from here, bend both your knees, chair pose. Now press into your right foot, draw the left knee in, or just come onto the ball of the foot. Chair pose, knees together, hips back and down. Right leg draws in, find a control. Try not to let that knee wobble. Slowly come back into your chair. Press into your right foot. Feel that right glute work to stabilize you. Back into your chair pose. Now this time as you draw the right knee in, cross the right ankle on top of the left knee, open the leg to the side as you immediately take the hips back and down, hinging at your hip. So from here, we'll open up the right leg out to the right, flex your right toes as you hinge at your hip, maybe the forearms land on your shin. Keep the chest lifted. Keep the breastbone moving towards your thumb. Maybe you take the fingertips down to the floor. If you do take the fingertips down to the floor, bend that knee more, or you can choose to straighten the left leg. Whatever feels better in your knee and your hamstring. Take 2 more breaths here. Now slowly pressing into the left foot, hands come back to heart center if they're down. Draw the right knee back in towards your chest or come onto the ball of the foot. From here, keep the hands together, interlace the fingers except for the pointer finger. Join across the thumbs, take the arms up alongside your ears, glue the biceps in by your ears. And as you tick-tock your body forward, immediately start to kick the right leg back, trying to make a capital letter T with your body. Turn the right toes towards the floor and flex the foot. Reach through the heel, reach through the fingers, take one more breath in. Standing splits, hands come down to the floor, lift the right leg higher. Big breath in. Big breath out. Slowly land into a low lunge. And then from here, ground your right heel down for warrior two. Cartwheel the arms back up into your warrior two. Now from here, straighten your left leg. Heel toe your right foot in just a little bit. And now reach your left arm forward as you kick your right hip back. Take the left hand down to the shin or a block, right arm straight to the ceiling. Now from here, notice if your left leg is hyperextending, press the shin just slightly into your hand, and then press the hand back into the shin so you feel this rise through your chest. Now rock that right shoulder back like a side plank, reach the right fingers higher. Take a big breath in. Stay for your breath out. Turn the palm towards the front of your mat, and now take the right arm alongside your ear. Take a big breath in. Hold for your breath out, reaching more through the fingers. Breath in, soften your front knee, warrior two, come all the way up. Flip your left palm, go up and back with the breath in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, framing your front foot, low lunge, step back, high plank. Flow through a Vinyasa or move right into your downward facing dog. Movement is yours. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, join the legs, lift the right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, step the foot through your hands. Now reach the right arm up to the ceiling for this twist. We've been here before. Strengthen your back leg, pump the hamstring up towards the ceiling, and then walk your right foot towards the middle of your mat. Now if this left wrist isn't happy here, come onto a forearm, come onto the outer edge of your left foot. Also you have the option to step your feet together for a full side plank. Take the hips away from the floor. Take the right hand onto your hip. Now bring your right hip forward. Bring your right shoulder back. Take one more breath in with the hips higher. Exhale, plank pose. Chaturanga or downward facing dog here. Find your breath. Use your Ujjayi breath if you're flowing. Find a downward facing dog. Now from here, we'll soften the knees, look forward, walk, step, or take a leg hop up to the front. Come halfway up with a breath in, and with a breath out, fold over your legs. Breathe in, root to rise, sweep the arms up, growing tall. Join the hands, bring them down to heart center. Take a big breath in, and a full breath out. One more breath here, just re-regulate, come back to your intention. And then find your chair pose, hips move back and down in space. Press into your right foot, slowly draw the left knee in, straightening the right leg. Chair pose, step the feet together, hinge at your hips, tailbone down, press into the left foot, right knee draws in. Chair pose. Left knee in, try to take all the wobble out of your knees. Come back through center, finding this stability here. Press into the left foot. Little wobbling is okay, but we're working to smooth it out. Left knee in. One more time, back together, right knee draws, and you've got it. Back down together, this time the left knee draws, and immediately cross the ankle on your knee, hips back and down. Figure four chair pose. Keep hinging at your hips. Keep the tailbone moving slightly down, and then maybe the forearms rest on your shin. Maybe the fingertips come down to the floor. If you take the fingertips down to the floor, you can either bend your right knee more or straighten the right leg, seeing how it feels on this side. Trying to mimic the other side. But here, continue to firm that right hip in a little bit. So you're not letting that right hip kick too far out to the right. Now, slow with control. Bring the hands back to heart center if you've taken them down. Draw the left knee back in towards your chest. Feel that right glute. Woo! Interlace your fingers. Keep the pointer fingers up. Cross your thumbs. Straighten your arms up. Glue the biceps to the ears. As you tick-tock your body forward, immediately kick your left leg back. gonna make a capital letter T for terrific. Flex the toes towards your shin. Reach through your fingers. Take a big breath in. Standing splits, hands down. Take that left leg higher. Drop that left hip a little bit so that the heel is pointing up first, and then engage the left glute to take the leg higher. Take one more breath. And then land low lunge, tapping the ball of that back foot down. Now from here, we'll pivot that back heel down, come up into a warrior two, come all the way up. Straighten your right leg. Heel toe your left foot in just slightly. Now reach your right fingers forward as you kick the left hip back. Take the right hand down to a shin or to a block. Left arm reaches straight up. Again, mindful of that hyperextension in the front leg. Can you lift the inner arch of your back foot a little bit by pressing into the outer edge of your left foot and feeling that engagement up the outer edge of your left leg to the left hip? Now from here, turn the left palm towards the front of your mat and take the arm alongside your ear. Take a big breath in. Big breath out, reaching through the fingers. Warrior two, bend your front knee, come all the way up. Flip your front palm, go up and back with a breath in. And with a breath out, cartwheel the hands down, low lunge, stepping back to a high plank. You can flow through a vinyasa there, or move right into your downward facing dog. Now from your downward facing dog, join the legs, lift the left leg up, breath in. Exhale, knee to nose, step the foot all the way through your hands, breath out. I can't figure out which way to face. So right hand stays down, left arm reaches up, opening up into that twist. Pump the right leg higher, and then heel to the left foot more towards the middle of your mat so you can lower comfortably onto the outer edge of your right foot. Comfortably, that's a funny thing to say in this pose. From here, lift your hips higher, maybe stack your feet together. I'm gonna assume you all really laughed at that. And then from here, bring your left hand to your left hip, rock the left hip forward, rock the left shoulder back, and then take the hips higher. One more breath. And then high plank pose, maybe a chaturanga or moving into a downward facing dog, finding your journey there. We'll meet in a child's pose. When you're ready, dropping the knees down, hips to the heels, arms move back, forehead comes down. Take a few breaths, take a sip of water if you need. Come back to your deep, steady breath. More deep breath here. And then slowly make your way back into a tabletop position. And find a brief downward facing dog, taking your hips up and back. And then we'll walk the feet all the way up to your hands, finding a forward fold at the top of your mat. And then once you get there, bend your knees enough that you can slip your hands palms face up underneath your feet one at a time. And see if you can get your hands enough underneath your feet so your toes can wiggle onto your wrist creases and massage out your wrists. Now find a little bit of a halfway lift with your breath in. Bend your knees generously. And then as you exhale, straighten the legs, take the hips high, let your head melt down. Take a few breaths here, rocking your weight, a little right, left, forward, slightly, and back. One at a time, slowly release your hands. Bend your knees and one vertebra at a time. Roll all the way up to stand until you can come to all the way up. And now heel toe your legs together, joining the legs, feet together. With an inhale, take your arms up, palms face each other, hips back and down into your chair pose. Take a big breath in, reaching for your fingers, tailbone down. Exhale, forward fold, hips high, hands come down. Come halfway up with a breath in. And breath out, hands down. You can chaturanga or move right into your downward facing dog, taking your time to make your way there. And once you're in your down dog, lift the right leg up with the breath in. And with the breath out, step the foot all the way through your hands. Now heel toe your right foot just slightly to the right towards your right thumb. And then ground your left heel so the toes point as far forward as you can. And then come all the way up into a warrior one. Deep lunge in your right knee. Now take the tailbone a little towards the floor as you press into the outer edge and the heel of your left foot. Now from here, interlace the hands at your low back. With an inhale, straighten the arms as much as you can. Look up, open the chest. And with an exhale, fold inside your right leg, letting your head hang heavy here. Maybe your right shoulder or your body leans on your right leg. Or you can start to snuggle the right shoulder down your right calf, releasing the head towards the floor. This is usually a good measure of whether you can put your leg behind your head, as if your head touches the ground here, just so you know for the future. Take one more breath. Now pressing into your feet, lead with the chest, come all the way back up into your warrior one, taking the arms up. And with an exhale, bring the hands down, framing your front foot, step back into a plank pose, and lower all the way down to your belly. Slide the hands wider than your shoulders, tend your fingers, point the elbows to the ceiling, and find a low cobra with this wide fingers. And with an exhale, dip your left shoulder and your left ear forward and down. Look to the right. With an inhale, come up through center. And with an exhale, dip right shoulder, right ear down, look to the left. Inhale through center. One more time, left shoulder, left ear dips down, looking right. Inhale through center. Right shoulder, right ear dips down. Inhale through center. And exhale, lowering through center, hands frame the chest, press up into a tabletop or a plank. Downward facing dog with your exhale, join the legs together, lift the left leg up, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, step the foot through your hands. Heel to the foot a little to the left thumb. Drop your right heel a little forward and back. So the right heel is, drop your right foot a little forward. And then drop the heel back, find your warrior one, taking the arms up. Now from here, wrap your right shoulder slightly forward. Interlace the hands behind your low back. Inhale to open up the chest, take a big breath in. And with the breath out, fold down, humble warrior. Inside your left leg, arms move up and away from the low back. Left shoulder might start to slide down inside your left calf. Take a few breaths here, continuously pressing into your back foot. You might even look and see that inner arch rise a little bit and feel that lift through the inner thigh. Take one more breath. Then leading with the chest, peel the chest up. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands down, low lunge, step back, high plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. Take the hands wide, fingertips only. Find a low cobra, same variation twists. Left shoulder, left ear dips forward and down. Inhale through center. And exhale to the opposite side. Inhale through center. And exhale to lower down through center. Take the hands in to frame the chest, press up tabletop or plank. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Now join the legs together, lift the right leg up, breath in. Exhale, step the foot forward, warrior one. Drop the left heel, come on up. Now from here, take the hands behind your back. You can either take the fists together with the thumbs facing away from your body. You can take reverse namaste, palms touch, drawing the elbows back and together. Or you can hold on to opposite elbows. That's my favorite. Now from here in your warrior one, straighten your right leg. Wrap the left shoulder forward. And then from here, start to hinge at your hips, leading with your chest. Keep pressing into your right front foot, your left heel, until you can eventually, looking at your big toe, round the forehead down towards your shin, maybe it touches. Now keep pressing into the right foot to draw the right hip further back behind you. Take one more breath here. Now release the hands down to the floor. Now with the hands on the floor, bend your right knee. Keep your left hand down on the floor, maybe tent the fingers or find a block. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Now from here, I'm going to switch sides so you can see a little better. From here, you might choose a block under your left hand. We'll straighten the right leg again as much as you can, drawing the right hip back for revolve triangle. Keep pressing into both of your feet, and imagine you could rotate your right foot to the left, your left foot to the right, so there's this slight inner spiraling of your legs. Take one more breath. Then with your exhale, soften your front knee, hands down. Step back into your plank and move into your downward facing dog. Now in your down dog, come high in the balls of your feet, bend your knees. Keep your hands planted, draw both heels to the right, opening the left side body. Come back through center, drop both heels to the right, opening the right side body. Right hand presses back through center. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale the foot through your hands, warrior one. I'll face this way again. Make myself dizzy. Inhale, arms up. Hands behind your back, finding your variation on your reverse namaste, either holding your wrists, taking the palms to touch with the fingers pointing towards your shoulders. If you're taking your second side reverse namaste, try to wiggle the hands higher up towards your head. Straighten your left leg, draw the left hip back, right shoulder forward. Start to fold, hinging at your left hip. Keep pressing into your left big toe firmly, eventually melting your forehead towards your shin, keeping the shoulders back. 2 breaths. Pyramid variation, Parsvottanasana, 1 more breath. Release the hands to the floor. Bend your left knee. Maybe take a block underneath your right hand. On its highest height, or tense your fingers. Reach your left arm up to the ceiling, and then straighten the left leg as much as feels comfortable for revolve triangle or Parivrtta Trikonasana. Try to turn your left leg towards the right, right foot towards the left, feeling that inner spiraling of your thighs. 1 more breath. And then slowly soften your left knee, both hands come down. Step back into your downward facing dog. Full breath in. And a full breath out. From here, slowly lower the knees down to the mat. Tuck the toes behind you and come to stand up on your knees. Again, a blanket underneath your knees is always welcome. Toes are tucked behind you, all 10 of them. Now from here, take the hands to your low back. Hug the elbows back. Take the tailbone towards your heels. Lift your chest up as high as you can, like you're trying to go up and over a wall behind you. Look up towards the ceiling. Keep pressing into your hands and your hips so they move down towards the floor. Maybe take one hand onto your heels and the other hand onto your heel. Find a Ustrasana camel pose. Chest wide open, looking up. Take a big breath in. Stay with me for your breath out. One at a time, hands back to your low back. Come out of your back bend, untuck your toes. Sit on your heels, close your eyes. One hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Feel your breath moving. Take a few of those ujjayi breaths here. Calming down the mind again, the nervous system. Slowly blink the eyes open. One more variation of camel. Come up to stand on your knees. Now, if you'd like a deeper variation, keep your feet flat on the floor. Otherwise, tuck your toes. From here, hands to your low back, like you were going to slip something in your back pockets. Elbows back. Chest lifts up as you push the hips down towards the backs of your knees. Maybe one at a time, the hands come onto your heels to press your hips forward. Chest goes up, shoulder blades go back. A little bit of engagement in the front of your neck so it's not falling back. Take one more breath, stay with me. One at a time, hands back to the low back. Unfurl your spine, come just sit down on your shins, untucking the toes, pause here, close the eyes. Slowly blink the eyes open. Take the hands down into a tabletop position and tuck your toes, find a downward facing dog. Now from your down dog, join the legs, lift the right leg up with a breath in. Finding half pigeon, bring the right knee behind the right wrist, right ankle behind the left wrist, left leg right behind you. Walk the hands in alongside you, take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, forward fold over your right leg into your pigeon pose. Now a couple of variations here. If you're in a forward facing pigeon, you might choose to thread your right arm underneath you for a thread the needle variation. Otherwise, if this isn't working for your right knee, come onto your back, crossing the right ankle over your left knee, interlacing the hands behind the thigh, similar to how you were doing the standing figure four. Relax the jaw. A few deep breaths here. Two more breaths. Slowly, we'll take both hands back onto the mat. Walk your hands back under your shoulders. Tuck your left toes, lift your left leg, lift the right leg up, and open the right hip over the left, bending your right knee. You might flip all the way over into your wild thing, opening up the front of your body. And then come back into your downward facing dog, setting up for your other half pigeon. Left leg lifts up, left knee behind the left wrist, left ankle behind the right, right leg right behind you. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, forward folding over your left leg. Maybe on this side, threading the left arm underneath you, finding that thread the needle shoulder and hip variation here in your half pigeon. If this is the side that's tender on your knees, please find a pigeon variation on your back. Take a few breaths here, relaxing the jaw, taking this opportunity to come back to your intention. Back to which wolf you might be feeding here. One more breath. And slowly walk back up onto your hands. Tuck your right toes, lift your right leg, and sweep the left leg up and back, opening the hip over your right, bending the knee. Maybe flipping all the way over into your wild thing, opening up the front of your body. And then flipping back into your downward facing dog. And from your down dog, we'll bring the knees down or jump through your hands to come to sits with the legs out in front of you. Now, with the legs out in front of you, let's see. Wow, this class went really fast today. Let's take a wide-legged forward fold. So take the legs wide out as you can. You might elevate the hips up onto a blanket or a towel. Bring the hands out in front of you. And start to walk the hands forward, maybe coming onto your forearms. You might choose again to find a block and slip it underneath your forehead. Or if your forehead comes close enough, you can join the hands together like you do in Anjali Mudra, taking the thumbs sticking straight out away from the floor, and rest your forehead on your thumbs. Shoulders away from the ears, wherever you come to rest. Keep the toes pointing up towards the ceiling, maybe even slightly trying to rotate the legs a little bit out. Slowly, we'll start to walk the hands back and towards you. Take the hands to the backs of the knees, drawing the feet together, the knees wide apart. Now, in some traditions, the feet kind of open up like a book and the soles of the feet come to face you. And in some, the bottoms of your feet come to touch. So I would just say whatever feels best in your ankles. Sometimes opening up the feet kind of towards the ankles. So listen to your body. Interlace the hands, all 10 fingers. Take them on top of your toes like a hat. Cross your thumbs on top of the big toes. Find a lift with your chest. Gentle push on your feet and then push your feet into your hands. And then as you exhale, bend the elbows out to the sides, rounding your forehead towards your big toes. And keep pulling on your feet as you push the feet down into your hands. But eventually release to gravity and release your hands, palms face up to the ceiling in front of your legs. Finding the same amount of effort and surrender, bringing your body into a balance. In yoga, we call this sukha and sthira, effort and ease. A few more breaths here, just letting the shoulder blades melt away from your spine. Let your bottom jaw relax and unhinge away from your top teeth. Let that place behind your ears soften, the skin on your face relax. Slowly start to bring your body all the way up. Take the hands to the outsides of the knees, close the knees in. And now we'll straighten out the legs in front of you. Actually, let's bend the knees, take the feet flat onto the floor, knees together. Reach the arms forward, and then lean back just until you feel your core fire up and catch you. And then from there, lift your shins up to about eye level. Take an inhale here and boat lift the chest. And with an exhale, lower halfway down, reaching the arms forward. Just two of these, or two more, I should say. Inhale up. Exhale, lower halfway. Keep the knees together. Inhale, lift up. Last time, exhale, lower halfway. Reach the fingers forward. And then slowly lower all the way down. Bend your knees. Take your feet flat onto the floor. Cross your right leg over your left so there's no space between your legs. Your thighs are stacked. Now shift your hips a little to the right. And now let your legs fall over to the left in this twisted variation. You might cactus your arms, or if you have the space, reach them wide right to left. Taking a few breaths here, and in yin, this pose is called twisted root, which I really like the name of it. Take a few breaths here. Using your shoulders and upper body, bringing the legs back up through center, shift your hips through neutral, uncross your legs. Cross the left leg over your right so there's no space between your thighs. Shift your hips to the left and let your legs fall over to the right for this twisted roots. Twisting to the left. Left shoulder melting towards the floor, maybe a little heavier. Couple of breaths here, feeling the parts of your body that are touching the ground. Feel where you could surrender a little bit more. Slowly bring the legs back through center, shift your hips through neutral, uncross your legs. Hug the legs in through the center, and you can rock a little side to side. If there's any last poses that you would like to take before coming into Savasana, feel free to take any last poses that you would like. That might be a happy baby, that might be some variation on shoulder stand or legs up the wall. That means use these next 2 minutes to run and grab a comfy pillow, blanket, sandbag, whatever it is that you want to make your Shavasana as comfortable as possible. Feel free to go ahead and set yourself up in a way that makes you feel real comfortable, taking your time, doing what your body needs. The last minute or two, just time to get yourself settled. And then eventually letting your body rest down on the floor, or whatever props you like for your final resting pose, your Savasana here. As you rest here, take a big breath in, filling up the nose, letting go of your Ujjayi breath. When you're ready, parting the lips and just sighing it out, let it go. A couple more of those, inhaling in deep through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth, one that will inspire anyone who hears you to take a big breath themselves. The jaw unhinge again. And I'd like to ask you to conjure up an image today of the ocean. Whatever that means to you. That means Caribbean blue seas, like that deep navy blue Pacific. Conjure up an image of an ocean now in your mind. And imagine that your being was like that ocean. And most of the time we live kind of in the top 6 inches, where there's a lot of waves and things happening, weather. When we start to look below those 6 inches and go below the depths, it doesn't mean that the things at the top aren't happening, but we're able to get a perspective. Those things happening are just the top 6 inches. What is our being is so much deeper than that. And it's really not a figuring out or a investigating, but it's a letting go into those depths. It's allowing that mystery to unfold in front of you without forcing it. You find yourself maybe even in the next couple of minutes during Shavasana sort of wavering between those top 6 inches in your depths. Just remind yourself, this is all a practice. More often we perceive those depths, the easier it is for us to access them. So that in and out is totally normal. Allow yourself, when you do start to move above those 6 inches, to come back down to your depth. That reminder that you are so much more than all of the small things that pass through your life. your body that are touching the ground. Start to wiggle fingers and toes when you feel ready. Actually drawing the knees into the chest and rolling over onto one side, curled up in a little ball there. And again, just noticing the parts of your body that are touching the ground on this different plane. Taking your top hand down on the floor in front of you, keeping your head heavy, start to press yourself up to find a comfortable seat. And then close your eyes once you get there. Turn the palms face up so the backs of your hands rest on your legs. Take a few more breaths here, resting in this pure consciousness itself. Set any personal intention for your practice. Bring it back to the front of your mind now. From here, we'll join the hands together in front of your heart. Coming back to that story of the wolf. That reminder that we don't really have much control over our environment. We don't have much control over the surface of our seas and our oceans. But what we do have control over is our inner wilderness, our inner environments. And that isn't tethered to the past. So we start to move forward and have these times of reflection. It's not a moment to look back with judgment, but just with equanimity. Maybe a crossroads to make a change. Let your next breath in fill you all the way up to the crown of your head. And then part the lips, sigh it out as you bow the head down to the hands. The highest self, the light that's inside of me, bows before the highest self and light inside of you. From my heart to yours, namaste.